In the heart of Africa, nestled among rolling savannas, lay a village where life moved to the rhythm of ancient traditions. The air was thick with the scent of earth and the sound of children's laughter. In this peaceful corner of the world, a love story was quietly unfolding, one that would challenge the very foundations of their society. Her name was Amara, the daughter of the village chief, her spirit as bright as the morning sun. His name was Kofi, a humble craftsman, his hands skilled in carving wood but his heart belonging only to her. We were from two different worlds, separated by the rigid lines of social status. Amara was destined for a life of privilege, an arranged marriage that would strengthen her family's standing. Kofi was expected to live and die a craftsman, his dreams confined to the small space of his workshop. But love, as it often does, refused to be bound by such rules. Their eyes first met at the annual harvest festival. Amara, adorned in beads and vibrant cloth, was the center of attention. Kofi, standing at the edge of the crowd, saw not the chief's daughter, but the woman whose smile could outshine the stars. Their connection was instant, a silent understanding that passed between them. Soon, they began to meet in secret, their sanctuary a giant, ancient baobab tree that stood on the outskirts of the village. The locals called it the Tree of Life, its massive trunk a silent witness to generations of history. Under its sprawling branches, Amara and Kofi found their own world, a place where social status didn't matter. They would talk for hours, sharing dreams and fears, their laughter echoing in the quiet twilight. Kofi would bring her small carvings, a bird in flight, a delicate flower each, a token of his growing affection. Amara would share stories of her life within the chief's compound, a gilded cage she longed to escape. It was under this baobab tree that they made their promise. With the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Kofi took Amara's hands. He promised her that one day, he would be worthy of her. He would build a life for them, a life where they could be together without shame or secrecy. Amara, her eyes filled with tears and hope, promised to wait for him, no matter how long it took. Their love was a sacred pact, sealed with a kiss under the watchful gaze of the ancient tree. They carved their initials into its bark, a permanent mark of their commitment, a testament to a love that dared to defy tradition. But secrets in a small village have a way of coming to light. Whispers began to circulate, carried on the evening breeze. Someone had seen them, two figures silhouetted against the moonlit sky near the old baobab. The rumors soon reached the ears of Amara's father, the chief. He was a man who valued tradition and honor above all else. The thought of his daughter, a future leader, consorting with a common craftsman, filled him with rage and disappointment. He confronted Amara, his voice a storm of fury. He forbade her from ever seeing Kofi again. The pressure mounted. Amara was confined to the family compound, her every move watched. Kofi was publicly shamed, his family ostracized. The village that had once felt like home now felt like a prison. The weight of their family's expectations and the judgment of their community was crushing. The lovers were torn apart, their secret world under the baobab tree shattered. Kofi knew he couldn't win this battle by staying. The walls of tradition were too high, too thick. He had to leave. He had to make good on his promise. One moonless night, Kofi went to the baobab tree for the last time. He left a final carving for Amara's single, perfect baobab leaf, a symbol of their promise. He then slipped away from the village, his heart heavy but his resolve firm. He was headed for the coast, for the bustling cities where a man could make his own fortune, where his worth wasn't determined by his birth. His journey was long and arduous, filled with hardship and loneliness. But the memory of Amara's face and their promise under the tree fueled his determination. He worked tirelessly, learning new trades, saving every coin, slowly building the future he had promised her. Back in the village, Amara's life became a silent vigil. Her father, believing he had solved the problem, began arranging her marriage to a wealthy elder from a neighboring village. Amara resisted with a quiet strength that infuriated him. She refused every suitor, her heart a fortress guarding her love for Kofi. The light in her eyes dimmed, replaced by a deep, enduring sadness. Her only solace was sneaking away to the baobab tree, tracing the initials they had carved, praying for Kofi's return. The villagers whispered about the chief's stubborn daughter, a beautiful flower wilting on the vine. Some called her a fool, others pitied her. Years passed, the seasons changed, children grew up, and elders passed on. Amara became a woman, her beauty now tinged with a melancholic grace. She never gave up hope. Each evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, she would look towards the path leading away from the village, her heart aching with a mixture of hope and despair. The baobab tree stood as her constant companion, its enduring presence a source of strength. It had seen her joy, her tears, and now it shared in her long, painful wait. Her promise was all she had left, a flickering candle in the darkness of her lonely existence. One day, a caravan of traders arrived in the village, bringing news and goods from the distant cities. With them was a man, dressed not in the simple cloth of a villager, but in fine textiles that spoke of wealth and success. He was taller, his face weathered by experience, but his eyes were the same. It was Kofi. He had returned. He was no longer just a humble craftsman. He was a successful merchant, his name known in the coastal markets. He had built his fortune, just as he had promised. Word of his return spread through the village like wildfire. When Amara heard the news, her heart stopped. Could it be, after all these years? She ran, heedless of the watching eyes, her feet flying over the familiar path towards the baobab tree. And there he was, standing under its branches, just as he had in her dreams. He turned as he heard her approach, and the world seemed to stand still. Time melted away, and they were once again the two young lovers who had dared to dream. He opened his arms, and she ran into them. They held each other, years of pent-up emotion releasing in a flood of tears. He was real. He had come back for her. Kofi, now a man of means and respect, went directly to the chief's compound. He did not come as a humble craftsman begging for a favor, but as an equal, a suitor worthy of the chief's daughter. He presented a bride price so generous it left the chief and the village elders speechless. Spokes, not of defying tradition, but of honoring it with a love that had proven its strength and endurance. Faced with Kofi's success and the unwavering love between him and his daughter, the chief finally relented. He saw not a threat to his honor, but a story of incredible devotion. The village, which had once scorned them, now celebrated their union. Their wedding was the grandest the village had ever seen, a festival of joy and reconciliation. They were married under the ancient baobab tree, the silent guardian of their love, its branches decorated with lanterns and flowers. Their initials, carved into the bark years ago, were now a symbol for all to see. It was a testament that true love, fueled by promise and perseverance, could overcome any obstacle, even the most deeply rooted traditions. Their story became a legend, whispered from one generation to the next, a timeless tale of the promise made under the baobab tree. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tales of love and courage. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.